Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alison, if we've not met before, and my channel is So Like Dotty, and it's good to have you with me today. And yeah, as you might have seen by the little thumbnail picture, it's a little bit of a week of half-made shares today, if you know what I mean. But you'll get my drift and I'll explain why. So, what have I got to tell you about? Where to start? So I'm going to cover what I've made or partially made, what I've got cut out, some fabrics I've got, some prizes that I've won, some jewellery. It's a bit of a bumper week. I'm going to start with the jewellery because I messaged Bex from What Bex Sews, who has her jewellery brand Jazz and Wow, so you can check that out on Instagram, and it has a link to her Etsy shop. She's doing buttons, earrings, necklaces, lots of different things. So I was so apologetic because literally I went to the ball in June and I kept meaning to share these, but because they're in the bedroom I kept forgetting to. So she sort of custom made me some buttons to go with. I'll pop a picture of the dressing that I wore for the ball. I know some of you have seen it before, which are absolutely beautiful. How gorgeous are they? So she's got lots of different flowers on her site, but she made these for me to particularly go with my dress because it's green with red and pink, which sounds random, but when you see the dress it just works. The fabric in that dress is a fairy godmother fabric called Dolores. Now for the ball I didn't put the buttons on in the end because it was for a ball. It's not massively plungy anyway, the dress, but I didn't feel it needed to. However, I do want to shorten it just slightly, and I am going to put the buttons on so I feel like I can wear it more. So I think I've got 4 of them. I might only need to use one. I don't think I'll need to put any more than that on, but I'll see. And to go with those, she also made me, so the others are made up, I can't share these because they are in the other room. This is a pendant, so she gave me 2 of these just to put on a chain. I make jewellery, so I said don't worry about sending me all the silverware, I can do that myself, so the others are made up. And a pair of earrings like this, because if you know me, you know I'm obsessed by daisies, and obviously you've got the pink and red there. And this pair, which I'm keeping on the cardboard because my beloved James, the band that I adore and have stalked for 40 years, were a darling for their gig. If you're in the UK, it's on Saturday the 5th of August. And I'd seen these daisies and I said I really want them, and I'm going to put them on the fan Facebook group as well because we're all a bit daisy bonkers really, and I love these, so I'm definitely wearing those on that day. They are on sterling silver, so if you like me and you react, you can, I think everything's on sterling silver anyway. But how cute are they? So if you, just to give you a bit of context on size, there's my thumbnail. So not huge, but really lovely, and she's got lots of fabulous stuff on there, so check that out. So what else has happened? Okay, I'll share with you some prizes that I've won. There's one of them I thought was organised. I don't think I am particularly. So at Sorrento, Tamlin always does a free raffle now, which I think is a lush idea and really kind of her. So sometimes it's fabric, sometimes I've run in a couple of times on the sessions that I couldn't get to just to say hello at the end of work and things, and I've drawn the prize. But last time I went, which was last Thursday night, I won the prize, so I was very excited to get some of these Prim soft grip pins, which I already have some in my little pin cushion, and I do have a box in my my sewing box that goes to Sorrento and things with me, but I do love these pins. And also some little Rosy Cheeks labels. Now we all love Victoria's labels, don't we? So just to show you them, I've took 2 out. So we've got handmade. They're a little bit sparkly, I don't know if that's coming over. They both say handmade, and this one is blue with pink, and it also says handmade. So they're lovely. Now, actually, I'm going to change my running order because I have just been to First Fabrics on the way home from work. I finished a little bit early on training, and because it's my goddaughter's baby shower in 2 weeks' time. And I was chatting with Adam from Adam Sews. Hi Adam. When he came up to Sorrento, and I was saying I want to make some baby things. I normally make the teeny beanie hats. I can't remember who makes them, but just Google teeny beanie baby hat patterns. Can't remember. But I said, like, I wanted to make something a bit more, and he was saying do some of the harem pants and little t-shirts, and I was like, oh, genius. So got a couple of patterns off Etsy, And I just popped into First for Fabrics because Charlotte doesn't know what gender of baby she's having, so I needed to go a little bit neutral. So these aren't washed, I've literally come in with them today. So I picked up this one. I think they were both maybe about $11.99. So it didn't, the only thing on the pattern, I was checking it in the car in my files on my phone, it didn't say how much you needed, but Tamlin said half a metre is going to be enough surely for a, you know, newborn or 3 to 6 months. So I picked up this one, which I think is just absolutely lovely. So this one's probably slightly a thinner one, so I'm thinking I might do like the maybe not to 3 months or 3 to 6 months in this one. Really cute. And the other one's also got rainbows on, but it is a little bit brighter, but it feels slightly thicker. So I'll open that up so you can see the full thing, because I just thought, oh, how cute is that? It's really nice. I'm sure I've got some white ribbing somewhere. I'm sure I have. But if not, I could probably just do it in a self rib, or I'll just pop back along if I need to get some. So they need to go and get washed. I'm really excited about that. I've never actually been to a baby shower before because they weren't a thing when we had babies. And I hold Tamlin totally responsible for this because she didn't know I was going, but I think she maybe did, because I'd seen this fabric elsewhere. And I thought, I need it in my life. No, I don't need it in my life. I need it in my life. No, I don't. You know how it goes. And I talked myself out of it. I think it was in my basket at one point. And I walked in and went, oh, that fabric's very Liberty-esque. And Tamlin said, yeah, it's that Ted Baker dead stock. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have it. So you might have seen this in other places. It's a cotton lawn. I think it was about £11 a metre. I got 3.5 metres of it. It looks brighter on camera, actually, even though it's such a gloomy day today. Than it is. There was a little girl's dress made up in it, and it's just totally me. So I was thinking on the way home in the car I might get a Davenport made out of that, because I had one on yesterday or the day before. I'll drop a picture in, a linen one, and I love that pattern, and I think that might be really nice for my holidays in that, because I was thinking of making it in this actual Liberty one here, but with weight changes and things I don't really want to use fabric that's like £27 a metre, so I might get that made up for the remainder of the summer. Oh, that would look really nice with those earrings, wouldn't it? How cute would that look for me little festival day with me chunky boots on? Happy days. I did get some new sandals this week. I'll drop a picture in of those because I've not got them on. I've worn them for work today from Air and Grace. I have just ordered the beige. I've sent those back because I just think my skin is the colour like milk. You'd say you've got milk bottle legs if you live in the UK. You'll know exactly what I mean. You know, I'm one shade away from blue. And I love the black. I've looked at them all summer. And Air and Grace are a UK based company. They're padded, they're absolutely gorgeous. They're leather and they were half price, £69. And so I got them, and then I've ordered the beige sand nude cream, whatever it's called, but against my skin tone they just don't do anything, so I'm going to send those back. But yeah, I love them, so check their website out if you're interested. And hello to whoever it was sent me a message and said I think it was my daughter works for them, because the customer service has been great. I'm only sending them back because they're just not really my colour. They sort of just blend into my skin. So update, I was making a wrapped skirt the last time I was chatting with you, which was this one. Now, it took me a bit to wrap my head around this, and that was mostly because I'd stuck pieces of the pattern together incorrectly. So when I was at Sorrento last Thursday, I was pottering on with this. I made the waistband. I needed to make a rouleau loop. When I got there, didn't have a pattern piece for a rouleau loop. It's probably in the bin. Anyway, I did all of the waistband, made the straps, did a few bits and chatted quite a lot. Thursday evening was like a 3-hour session, so it was really nice after work. I didn't want to kind of overtax myself. But when I cut it out, the pattern pieces, I think I said last week it was really long. I think I'd cut it and I'd added sellotape the bottom of the skirt panels together, and then thought I'm going to cut this off, which I did need to I shortened it and I need to level it off. But actually, once I'd kind of cut it all out, I was like really confused. So basically, if you are going to make this, because I know somebody who is, you've got the front pieces. It's hard to, I don't even know if there's a line drawn that I can show you. Bear with me a second. You've got the front pieces, like the bigger front pieces. The back's one piece with darts, and that's really easy to do easy on the line drawings. So you've got a pattern piece, which is like the front and the bit that goes under, so the wrap part of this basically. But then there's another piece that is also the front, which when it said joined together, I just assumed because you joined it together at the bottom that that was it. But you join it to the front panels, it's part of the wrap. It just, I've not made anything like it before. I think it was just, I don't know if it was me or the instructions, I'm just not sure. And then it took me just to find the bit where it said where you put in the second tie. I actually got a pencil out and kind of went through it line by line to go, where's this second tie go? It must go there, it must go there. So it's made, it needs leveling off at the bottom. I do really like it. The reason it needs leveling off was because it was just way too long. I should have gone with my gut instinct and cut it shorter before I actually cut it out. The ties are in, the ruler loop's in. It's just too big. So I did go off my measurements, and obviously, but it's the Slub linen from First for Fabrics, which is like £5 a metre. It's absolute bag, and I've got it in lilac, but it does have a bit of give in it. And I do think linen, even normal linen, I know when I used to buy linen trousers, like the elastic waist ones, I always used to size down because I used to think the minute you sit down in them, they give a bit anyway. So I was going to alter it, and I'll need to just take this strap tie out, and it needs hemming over on that side. But I thought there's just no point altering it yet. I think this needs to be some of the work to do. I've got a week off at the end of August, and I think this might have to go into the work to do that week. That's about a week and a bit before we're due to go on holiday, because like I've lost another £1.50 this week. I want to keep that going. So I thought if I alter it now, I might have to alter it again. So there's no point really, I might as well wait. So I know some of you are waiting for me to try this on with the swimsuit, but for the same reason I've not put the elastic in that, because as much as I want to share things with you, it's crazy for me to do that and fit the elastic and twin needle stitch it, and then it'd be too big for me. That would just be crazy, wouldn't it? So you might just have to wait a little bit longer to see these. And now I've done it, I think I've just caught the waistband in a little bit there when I've stitched it around, but now I've done it, I am really happy with it. I'm 5'6", to be honest. If I was making it again and I had the pattern again, I wouldn't even stick the extension pieces on the bottom because it was crazy long. And I want to, I mean, if it's too long, it's just going to be soaked, isn't it, around a swimming pool and things. And I'm probably only ever going to wear it on holiday. I know somebody else said the same. I'm always worried about, you know, flashing yourself or flashing somebody else. Poor souls. So that is that. So the other half made, no, there's two half made, there's one pending, is the sew over it, sorry, let me find it, denim jacket. Where have I put that? Apologies. Here we go. Which is this one, the Sorrento denim jacket, which is from the Summer Dreamin' ebook. And I love this. Granny Linda, thank you very much for getting me onto this jacket. Tried it on last year. So this fabric originally, I think this was from First Fabrics as well. Now I think last year I made a jumpsuit out of this, which was nice, but I think it might have been the Tilly and the Buttons Sapphire trousers sort of play suit, but as a jumpsuit. So like the longer length trousers. But I just don't do wrap stuff. And like for jumpsuits, I can deal with stuff that has like a little thing at the back that you can lower down at the back. But when it's like at the front, I don't know what it is about things that fasten at the front and stuff for jumpsuits. I just don't really get on with them. So I chopped it up basically, and I must have had some extra left, and I'd cut it out pretty much a year ago, ready for this jacket, and then left it. And the reason I think I left it was, as always, even though I tried Linda's on and I cut the same size, I was worried that it wouldn't fit, and I was worried about twin needle stitching. And when I got it, I still had my cover stitch machine, but since then I've got rid of my cover stitch machine. And when I was twin needling yesterday, I was like, no, why didn't I do this before I got rid of that machine? Anyway, I've done it, I've survived. So this is the back panel. So you can see I've just used some of the variegated, like, decorative thread that I'm always rabbiting on about by Gutermann. I actually had 2 reels of it, and I didn't realise it was the same colour, so I thought I'm going to use that, just make it stand out a little bit more against the dark background. So that's the back. There does seem like there's a lot of little pieces, but you know what? They came together so quickly last night. And the instructions so far have been absolutely spot on, because it is quite a involved, or for me it felt like quite an involved make. I think it might be an intermediate level pattern, but I've got to say it's the first sew over it pattern I've used, and I found the details to be spot on so far. So the little pocket tabs are done. So my next stage is actually to do the buttonholes in these and the buttonholes in the little side tabs, which are kicking around somewhere, and then obviously the buttonholes down. Now I've got two fabulous faff machines here, but I've only done buttonholes once. Buttonholes don't bother me, but my necky that I take to sew to, my 204D necky, it does brilliant buttonholes, and I feel like I know exactly where to put it and exactly where it's going to go. So because there's so many, I'm just going to do those on that machine. I'll probably just set it up on maybe tomorrow night or something on the dining table and do that. So the pockets are done. Yolks are joined together. Obviously there'll be some more top stitch when the yolks go together, and somewhere near here is this part of the front? Yeah, there's one of the front panels. So it is quite a dark, when I go up the side you can see it is quite a dark denim. It has got a little bit of stretch in it, which I think will be beneficial. So I'm actually enjoying it, and I could have carried on last night and done more, but I thought, no, you've been at work all day. I'd done maybe about 2.5 hours on it. It was coming together nicely, and I thought it's the time to stop, really. And I think I've knackered the twin needle that was in. It was just, I only had one that came with a machine at some point. So I've ordered some denim ones. I've ordered some stretch ones for when I'm doing my swimwear as well. And that's one of the things I want to practice, getting better at how to do that. So I'm going to spend a bit of time on that. So that jacket is in progress. I've got some time, between now and like Saturday, Sunday. So I'm kind of hoping by Sunday night that that's done. It's only took me a year. So the other thing that you may remember last week that I was making, I was waiting for the pattern coming, is the Style Arc Ariana sundress, of which there is a very similar pattern in that Summer Dreamin' ebook. But I'd kind of put a bit of thing out on Instagram saying, does anybody recommend? A few people recommended this one. It's a bit out of my comfort zone for what I would wear, but I'm really happy with how my shape's changed, now my weight loss is gone, and for holidays I'm thinking that'll look lovely, that's partly why I'm making a denim jacket, but to go over things on an evening. But I'm thinking that'll be lovely with a denim jacket. So you'll probably remember for weeks I've been talking about this fabric that I was sharing, and I had a plan to make a different dress with. But I just decided, you know what, I've got a shirred panel in this. That has a shirred panel at the back. So I've cut that out for this. So it's all ready. And on Sunday, I'm going to the first of a new social sewing sort of session, which is actually being set up by two of the girls who came to my sewing classes. So we're in the northeast of England. There's only 6 of us, I think, on Sunday. It's a bit of a trial session because they've actually, I don't know how she knew, but one of them knew that Tesco's is a supermarket if you're not in the UK, that one of the Tesco's near us did a hire out of a community room for free if you're not charging. So she's gone and approached them, and they've said, yes, if you don't charge, we don't charge. It's like for the community. The only thing you have to have is a community public liability. So they've checked all of that out and set that up. So if you go, you just pay sort of a couple of £2 each time you go, which pays that over the year, which is great. And Tesco's give us apparently free tea, coffee and biscuits. Can't have the biscuits obviously being wheat free, but how nice. So going there on Sunday. I think it's 3 or maybe 4 hours. So I was going to start on this and leave the denim jacket, but I thought actually take this to sew. It'll probably be easier in that sort of environment where there's lots of chat going on. So yeah, I'm really pleased for the girls, and I think it's nice that they met at the sewing school, so I think it's really nice that they're doing that going forward. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that's my Sunday sorted for the next year, because I think Tamlin's putting the Sewtoon dates out for next year tomorrow. I can do pretty much all of them apart from one that I'm on holiday, and so I'll have a sort of a full day on a Sunday, and I think that's at the beginning of the month, and then at the end of the month I'll have a Sunday morning, which is grand. Both really close to me as well, so I'm very lucky. But if you are thinking about anything like that, that's why I particularly mentioned it. In the UK, I'm sure in other parts of the world they maybe have similar things, because this room, I've seen a picture of it, it's really nice and it's quite a decent size. So I think they just want to check out how many tables and chairs there are, to see if they can offer it out to more people. But yeah, check it out. Why not? There are loads of social sewing groups out at the moment. So, is there anything else? Yes, there is, because I won something else. Ta-da! It was a really good day last Thursday because, oh God, Sew & Bee finished last night. Who's really sad? Who wants it to go on all the time? How amazing was Asma's dress last night? Oh my word, that stunning dress. I'm not going to say anything else in case you haven't watched it. I don't want anybody to have a go at me for that. But yeah, so every week So Essential on Instagram have done like a Sew & Bee competition, and Lynn, who is Chatty Bobbins on Instagram, had tagged me in. I think you had to say who the top 3 were going to be, and then I tagged her in, who are, and then we got a message from Lucy at So Essential saying you've won a prize, and it is a clapper. I was ridiculously excited about this because I want to make another coat this winter. So I got a lovely little note saying congratulations on your Sew & Bee giveaway prize, happy sewing, love from I'm making words, from the So Essential team, and one of these, which is so heavy, which is what you want to use it, but I know when I'm making my coat for this year, this will be so well used for those seams and other things. So yeah, I was really excited to win a prize, and it's actually something that I would have needed to buy, so really pleased with that. So I found out about that on Thursday, then went to Sawtoon on Thursday and won those little bits as well, so happy days. Didn't win the lottery or that Amaze house. Nobody's winning that Amaze house in Lincoln or Norfolk, wherever it is, if you're thinking about doing it, because it's mine. I'm just telling you right now, I'm winning that house. If you're not in the UK, I don't know. I know they have Amaze in America. I'm not encouraging anybody to gamble, by the way. I just need to win one of those houses. Absolutely lush. Oh yeah, I did get something else. I got an awl. I think that's what you call it, because rather than buttons, I'm going to put poppers on this, which is a tip from Andrea at Beyond the Pink Door, because she has a fabulous sew along to this dress, and she puts poppers on and shows you exactly what to do with them. And I've had it for probably, I don't know, a year and a half, all my poppers, and I've not done anything yet. So obviously I'll try on something else before I do this, but I think that might work quite well. And obviously I'm quite large busted, so how many has it got on? 5 on the top, so I might kind of put maybe 6 on, or a little bit more, just to make sure that everything stays where it's meant to be. Oh, and I forgot to show you these. So I've picked out these. I've got a few jars of like vintage buttons that somebody gave me, and I've picked these out. I know that I can buy the hardware, but I just thought I've got loads of metal buttons, so why buy others? So I don't know how well you'll be able to see them. I'll hold it up first. How lovely are they? So I've got enough for the front of the denim jacket in that size, and then I've got a packet with enough of them in the slightly smaller size. The lady who gave me them, when I got them, the same type of ones, they were all threaded together and things, and I just sorted them out into little bags, but I think they're lovely, and I think they'll look really nice on there. I don't think I need to worry about having like proper jeans ones and stuff. And if you're thinking about making a denim jacket, I know Claire from I've just forgotten the name of Claire's Stitch Hem Sew, and I can't remember if she's finished hers or still on with it. Rachel from the French Seams is on making one, and somebody else has just made a pink one, and I know Liz from the Baker That Sews has shared them before, so loads of people have made this same denim jacket. The only thing I've done, I like to go a bit rogue, is when I keep seeing it, I think the collar's quite big, so I have trimmed the outer collar. I've took 1 centimetre off it, just to see if that's kind of more the proportion that I'm looking for. And if I regret it, well, I've got a bit more fabric. So that is it. That's me, over and out, yabbering on, done. Let me know as always what you're up to. And we're creeping really close to 3,000 subscribers, which is amazing. I can't believe how many of you kind of tune in, and I love to hear what you're up to, you know that. So if you do watch and you're not a subscriber, please just click that little bell to subscribe. It's totally free, because I'm going to do a giveaway when we hit 3,000 subscribers. I'll do it on my Instagram, but I'll mention it on here. So I'm just working out what I'm going to put in there. And thank you to everybody for your feedback about the vlog I mentioned that I'm going to do about hacks. So I am going to do that. I'm just thinking it through at the moment. So over the next few weeks, hopefully you should see that as well. And pattern hacks, that is, not kind of hacking into like the National Bank or anything like that. So yeah, thank you. Hope you've stayed with us today and you've enjoyed all of that chat, and I will see you soon. Drop some messages in the comments, let's chat and see what you're up to. Bye for now.